Hello, I'm recording a video series that's going to be going over Node.js. I already assume that you're pretty decent with JavaScript. Node.js allows you to write web servers. You can also write applications that can pretty much do anything with sockets, but I'm mostly going to focus on web servers with Node.js. And also, a lot of stuff I'm gonna be going over in this little mini series. Well, it might get a little longer, but I'm gonna be going over Express. It's a framework for Node.js. This will give us cookies. Let us easily work with cookies and sessions, and we'll be able to. I'll go into showing you how to do templating, so you can keep your application in template files. I'll be going over file storage. I'll be going over database. I'll be going over a lot of little stuff in this little series. So yeah, so first we're going to need to install Node.js. I already have the latest version, but you hit download and it'll let you select the version for Windows or the version for Mac. And I use the you can also get the source code, and I think there's somewhere where you can get different versions for different Linux distros, but the Windows version isn't as fully featured as the Mac version yet. Like, some features is missing. Like, for example, last time I checked, listing out networks, like all the networking interfaces doesn't work on the Windows version, but everything should work pretty much the same almost. So I don't think we'll run into that many issues with what I'm going over, at least. But I'm not sure yet. I currently have 6.14, and I can tell that by going to my command line. So you'll say the current version. If I type in node-v, it'll say that I have that version. Yeah, but if you don't have it, just download it and install it. It will be like installing a regular Windows or Mac program. And yeah, so I already have the latest version, so there's no point to download it. And if I type in node without any parameters, like normally you type in node and then a file name, but if I just do node, it lets you get into this thing. I think it's called like a repal or something. I'm not really sure exactly, but I can do basic stuff in here like 5+5 or console.log. Something simple like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and close that. I'll do Control C. I'll do Control C again, and that's basically a little bit about that, because we're going to do a lot of work with the command line. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and create a folder called NodeToots. And I'm going to go ahead and open up one of my favorite text editors. You can use any text editor one. I'm just using this one because I like it. Yeah, I was working on this before. I'll just show you again because this is the second time I'm recording this, so let me show you. So basically, I'm going to go to File. I'm going to create a new file like you do on any system. And we're going to write console.log. Because you can write stuff that doesn't even touch the web server. Like, you could have something write a file if you want to without even touching a web server if you want to, but we're going to be working on a basic Hello World server after we're done, but I'll just show this first before we get to the server part. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to go into desktop, my NodeToots folder. Go to name this as app.js. And it has Hello World. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and type in the cd command. This works the same on Mac and Windows, the cd command. It's pretty much the same. But on Mac, if you want to list everything in the file, you can do ls. On Windows, you do dir, which dir obviously doesn't work on the Mac. But anyways, I'll type in node app.js, and it'll just say hello world, and then it'll exit. Because all the application does is just output something and then it closes, because it doesn't have to wait for anything. It's done. Node.js will run the code, and then when it has nothing left to do, it just simply exits the process. But when we do a web server, when we tell the web server to listen, it will keep the process running. So let's go ahead and write a simple web server using Express. That'll just say hello world when we go to localhost. So to do that, we're going to use the Node Package Manager, npm. Then we're going to do install express. Let's go ahead and download and install. I mean, it's going to go ahead and download Express and put it in there. I mean, it doesn't technically really install it. I mean, it just really creates a file of just JavaScript that gets required. But there we go, see? Right there. Okay, so now inside this, we're going to go ahead and require, because we're going to want to head and get the Express framework. So we're going to go ahead and do require. No, wait. We're going to go ahead and do Express equals require. And with npm modules, you just use the name. So Express. But if it's not a module like from the npm, you can just create another file and then require it using its relative path. But okay, we're gonna go ahead and require Express, the Express framework. Okay. Then we're gonna do var. Oh wait, we gotta do var Express. I haven't done this for a while. Sorry about that. We're going to do var app equals express dot create server. Then Node.js has routes, but I'll go over more of that later. For now, we're just gonna have it get anything no matter what it is. Well, the index at least. So we're gonna go ahead and now I'll do anything actually. So yeah, any request to it will serve up the same thing. It'll just serve hello world. So we're gonna go ahead and do app. And then star is an asterisk, so it's a wild card. But if you go to their documentation, you can read a lot more on it. And another thing Node.js does is passes a request object and a response object. The request is, like cookies and session stuff. And the response is normally what you would use to send something out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and then we're gonna go ahead and close this off, because this is actually considered a callback if you're familiar with JavaScript. This gets passed to the thing, and then this gets passed also, and then this will run once it's done. That's the callback. So the callback will actually send. We'll do res.send. We'll do something like a. And then now if I run this, oops, wrong command, crap, whatever, it's reinstalling. Yeah, I'm used to, normally when I'm writing my own apps, I just hit the up key once I close it to restart it again, but here it'll just do nothing because it doesn't have anything to do. So this is where we're gonna have to add a listen. We're gonna do app.listen, and let's do port 80. And on Mac and Linux and certain distros, you can't run anything on port 80 unless you have sudo. So you're gonna put sudo in front of that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put my password in. I don't have one set for this account, so oh yeah, you have to have a password set. I forgot about that. On Mac, because I created an account for tutorials where it's really clean without all my junk running, so you have to have a password too. That's something about Mac, because you can't sudo without having a password. So we're going to go ahead and set a password real quick. I'll just set something stupid. Just password, something simple. An idiot would do that though, if it was if they really wanted to be secure, but this is just a little testing machine. So we're just going to use the word password. Password. I mean, this is a tutorial account, so this account doesn't matter to me. I wonder if I can just put, yeah, so we're just going to use the word password for the password. Watch, it won't let me. Yeah, it does. Okay, so now, I wonder if I have to relog for this to work. Let me see. Password. Yeah, I normally do all my development on my normal account that I use all the time. Yeah, this ain't working. I think I might have to reclose the terminal and then launch it, or maybe restart the system. That'd be bad. Okay, let's go ahead and close that. Let's try it again. Go ahead and launch my app. .js. Sudo node app.js. Oh, it's in use. Wait, I think when it was freezing up, I think it actually did start it. Yeah, that's another thing we're going to go over. Sometimes, yeah, it's running. So yeah, the app works. Sometimes you can close out of the terminal and it will still run. So if you want to do that, you're going to go to Activity Monitor. And then on Windows, I guess you just kill a process called Node. And then on Mac, you just would look up the process and kill it called Node. You're going to have to go to all processes since that's running. I guess that runs with your root since we use sudo. So we're going to force quit that. So yeah, now I can run it and it runs. See? It says hello. It says hey. Okay, cool. And then if I close that, it'll say failed to open page. Another thing is what I do with my own app is after it listens, I do console.log server running on port running on local host. I'll just say that. I don't need to specify a port because if you go to local host, it loads it anyways because port 80 is the default. Server running on, then I'll do Control C to close. I'll go ahead and save that. See, and then I'll just do Control C to close. And now if I start it again, you should. Did I not save? Yeah, here it is. My Mac's going a little slow. See? There it is. See? So server running on localhost. Control C to close. And if I do Control C, it closes. And then since it's not running, obviously the server's not working. So yeah, that's a basic, really, really basic server with Node.js. And that's just a really small introduction to this. So I've hoped you enjoyed this so far. I'm going to go ahead and create a playlist with all my Node.js videos. Yeah, and let me show you something with the routes real quick before I go. I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place. Sorry about that. Little ADD tonight. And kind of a little nervous because I haven't done one of these videos for a while. Okay, so if I do anything, if I go /lol, it'll say hey. Which you may not want that actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and change that to be a /. So that'll only work for, now I'm going to go ahead and, see, this is the thing you have to do all the time. You have to close it and then you have to restart it. Normally hitting the up arrow key on your keyboard will go ahead and do the last command after you close it. So it's a little faster instead of having to type it out every time. So now if I refresh where it says lol, it says it can't, see, I get an error message from Node.js. There's ways you can make custom error messages, but we can go with that. Well, I can go over that later, I guess. But you'll get hey. Only on index, though, no matter what. So, only on index. Without, if they just go there without anything. So, yeah. The next tutorial I'm going to be going over, I'm going to go ahead and, guess I'll go over how to do a static file store. So, yeah. So I'll see you in that next video.